So this following article I'm going over here was sent in to me by a follower who thought that this story deserved more attention than it is currently getting. All 37 polling locations in Butte County, California will no longer be in use with a new system beginning early next year in 2020. Mail-in ballots and vote centers will be taking place of the typical polling locations. The new system again will begin early next year in March for the March 3rd presidential primary there. Now, registered voters will receive a vote-by-mail ballot and a prepaid return envelope before the election. Those who wish not to mail in their ballots can drop it off at any of the 13 vote centers up to 10 days before the actual election. Now, according to the California Secretary of State, as of February 10th of 2019, Butte County has 172,054 registered voters. Of those, 42,000 are registered Democrats and 41,000 are registered Republicans, and 30,000 have declined to state any political party they belong to. When I went to the Butte County clerk site and I looked into the voter turnout records, this is what I got right here. Now, out of all registered voters in Butte County, 76% voted in the general election, while only 53% voted in the primaries in 2016. The vote-by-mail turnout in the general elections was 53%, and only 23% of voters went to polling locations. So I guess I can see why they want to close polling locations with such a low turnout, when the thing that I'm worried about is the fact that a new generation of voters is coming in and might not understand the switch that is happening, and this might hurt their voter turnout. I'm covering this because, like I said, a follower brought this to my attention who lives in the area and thinks this needs more coverage. Then when you look into the demographics, because I was curious if this was done, to affect voters of color, because we've seen this happen before, but it's pretty white. The 2010 United States Census reported that Butte County had a population of 220,000 people. The racial makeup was 81% white, 1% black, and Native Americans made up 4.1%, Asians 0.2%, and all the other races was just of two or more, was 4.2%, and then races of Latinos was 14.1%. So again, I was very curious just to see the demographics of this area, because we've seen it in southern states, more particularly in Republican states. They're very good at gerrymandering or making new voter laws and rules that affect communities of color. But this case, I'm more so, it looks like it's more of a cost thing. I wouldn't go and jump the gun and say this was something to mess up the elections moving forward. But I don't agree that they shouldn't have any on-site polling locations. I'm curious to see how the voter turnout goes this time when we see it again, because again, like I said, they had a higher voter turnout with mail-in ballots than people that went to the actual polling location. So I mean, I can see why they're doing this, and I'm glad I looked into this more so we could talk about this. But yeah, I think this was more so done as a cost-effective reason, rather than doing these polling locations and using all money to operate the machines and such in that sense. So, I can see why people would be scratching their heads and be like, why are they doing this? But I can also see why the county itself decided to move forward with doing this. That's all for this video. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed what I talked about. Now, if you'd like to support the show, well, just remember you can visit the Patreon link below in the description and become a $3 or $5 monthly donor to the channel. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, this has been your Daily Ember.